Alright, so this is gonna be the Maiden of DGA of the DGA-6 V2. This wing that I'm using right now, it has a little bit of a different airfoil than the original wing I was using, which is the Master Series wing fold-over style. This wing is lighter than the other one that I have in the trunk of my car. I forgot the landing gear unfortunately at home, so I can't do any ground takeoffs with these wings. I'm gonna launch it, hand launch it. I really just want to get the feel for this plane. I don't have anything else to fly with me. I do have things to fly in general, just don't have anything with me that I wanted to take. I didn't get enough sleep last night. I only slept around 2 hours, so I'm tired, and I just really wanted to get this in the air today so that I can do some homework and figure out how to make this an awesome plane, because the space that you have inside really allows you to put on a real big flight envelope, because you can put in a bigger motor, because you can put in a bigger prop, because you can put in bigger batteries. You can also use this as FPV. This is an awesome platform. I just need to figure it out. The wing has an undercarriage, this one at least. You can see it kind of built like a Spitfire wing. Anyways, I'm gonna just toss it and hope for the best. Okay, well, I hope you guys are seeing this. I trust that by now you're seeing this, but it handles way better. This is literally flying hands off. The wind, there is some wind, so that kind of turned me over, but it's not tip stalling like it used to. This is flying at just about over the 50% throttle. This plane does need some power. It's flying with a BPAC motor. I'm assuming that I could use a bigger motor like a CPAC motor and get some speed out of this. This isn't going fast either, because I don't have because I have an ESC calibration issue, or just because it needs more speed. I didn't check the weight, by the way. I'm really nervous, which is why I'm talking the way I am. It's actually flying awesome, better than I expected it to fly. I'm kind of skeptic if I want to try the other set of wings. I'm afraid to do sharp turns. I'm literally shaking on the sticks. There is still an issue, as it seems, with the wing stalling issue. The wing stall issue has become more stable, more standable, I think. I'm balancing this off with a bigger battery this time, which is a 3-cell 2200 milliamp battery. I'm kind of nervous, and I'm kind of disappointed a bit, because I rather have it balancing with a smaller battery. That way you can really do some really great stuff. אני אוריד אותו ואני מדבר איתך.
לא, אז אני מדבר איתך פעם אחרת.
מה רצית? אני יכול לדבר, בוא. דבר. אני לא כל כך טוב בזה, אבל יכול לנסות. למה? מה זה? אני יכול לנסות? כן. This plane is literally small. Well, I think that I need a CPAC motor on this. I'm really nervous. It's actually flying. It's flying better than I wanted to. It actually handles. You can actually handle it. What you couldn't do in the past, in the previous version. The previous version, you literally couldn't turn, because once you turned, you got into this crazy wing stall, tip stall, and then I just, circled down to the ground and I couldn't do jack with it. Wow, I can actually fly it low. I can. Whoa! I'm happy. Da ba dee da be da ba da ba dee da ba dee da ba dee da be da. I did some airflow stuff. Hopefully that's cooling down my ESC. It is a little difficult to assemble this plane, but I trust that you guys will freaking enjoy it. I'm gonna try to do some roll. I just need to gain some. Wait. I need to check something out. Wait. This is glide. So glide sucks. I guess it's too nose heavy. That was sort of a barrel roll or a wing over. So glide slope is really steep. So either I need some less nose weight. I need to check that out. Okay, roll. Horrible roll. Aileron itself won't roll it. You just circle it out. Okay, so check glide slope again. Horrible glide slope. It's like a freaking dart to the ground. Horrible glide slope. This plane needs speed. Possibly it's too nose heavy at the moment. I might need to reduce some nose weight and try it with a smaller battery. I said roll is horrible just with ailerons, but what I wanted to check is the control surfaces. So rudder is, or elevator, I'm sorry, is amazing control. Let's try to do that again so you guys can see. Elevator really has the ability to nose it up very high at full throttle or very close to full throttle. Rudder, let's check out rudder. Let's just gain some altitude. Okay, rudder. Rudder, not so good. So rudder is not so good. Might want to enlarge that control surface a bit. Ailerons, I said it can't roll, so if it can't roll, that means that the aileron control surfaces need to be bigger as well. What else can I do? Well, I can do a rudder and aileron try to roll. I haven't done that yet, so let's try that. Let's use throttle to gain altitude. Throttle on elevator. Let's try to. So even with the rudder and ailerons, the roll here is horrible. So don't try to roll it. I'm gonna bring it down just because I want to check it out. I want to see how it's handling. I want to see if the ESC is hot. I want to see if anything is what's the case. I'm trying to figure out which way the wind is coming from though. So I think the wind is coming from that way. I try to do a circle. So I'm turning around, everybody. I'm coming in for a landing. This coming in for a landing at 50% throttle, reducing it. Alright, well, that land was stupid because I throttled up and I didn't elevate, nothing, stupid. I hope the prop didn't break. I hope the motor is okay. Okay, well, it flew great. I want to check the battery. I want to check the ESC if it's hot. I don't know if I want to try the other wings, although I less like these types of wing. This wing, for one simple reason, is because I do not want this to be visible. But compared to the other set of wings that I have, it was much easier to put in the servo. It was much easier to thread through the servo wires. It was easier to manage. It was perfect with the servo, with the receiver location. Unlike the first version, here I apply the servos in the fuselage, which is also an awesome idea, and I'm going to continue doing that because it's just easier for me, I think, to have it accessible with all the electronics. All in all, this plane really did a great job right now. It flew amazing. I'm really happy. I'm really excited because I have a plane that I can fly and break, because this will not be the final version. It still has its mess ups. As you can see here, there's some screw ups. I didn't make this perfect. It's still missing this final piece over here. The front pieces are not sitting properly yet. I still got to figure out the angles, maybe get some help from some people. All in all, I think the airflow was perfect. Might need to cut some slots in the back to allow more airflow towards the tail, towards the rudder, to actually exit, kind of turn it into a jet plane. This wing is actually holding up good. The ESC is not hot at all. The battery likewise is not hot at all. Amazing. I'm happy. I'm pleased. I'm gonna disconnect it. I'm gonna stop the video, check the battery balance, try to maybe use a smaller battery next time with the same set of wings, do those 2 checks, and then might switch over to the other set of wings. We'll see, because when you have a winning horse, you just don't want to change it. And so long as I can fly this baby bird, I'm gonna fly this baby bird all day long. No, well, at least until I don't have any more balancing out batteries. Be back soon. Okay, so I still have 50% battery left, which means I still have a good 30 to fly with. I moved the battery a bit back to try to see if maybe it was a bit nose heavy, and that's why the glide slope was too steep. I'm gonna toss it in the air and see what happens. Okay, so maybe taking the battery back wasn't a good idea. I don't see any damage to the plane. I will relaunch it. I think the wings might be just slightly off to one side, so that looks better now. I'm gonna toss it up again and hope for the best. Maybe it needs more throttle, so I'm gonna apply more throttle this time as well. So let's see what happens. It has some weird tendency to break to one side on the launch, so either I'm tossing it horribly and I need to figure out a better toss method. I don't know what's the case. Right now I'm just above the 50% throttle. I kind of lost orientation up there. I got it again. I'm trying to come for a low pass. I know that its elevator works super well. So it needs, this plane needs speed, that's for sure. I need to try this plane out with a C-pack motor. It can fly with a it can fly with a B-pack motor. It's just not fast like this plane generally should be. Flying with a B-pack motor. Anyways, even with a B-pack motor, I'm pretty much flying it at almost full throttle. So I either have a calibration issue, which I'm gonna check very shortly when I bring down the plane. I'm gonna try a glide slope right now. So glide slope didn't improve too much. The wing handling has improved. So turning left, right has improved tremendously. Again, glide slope. So glide slope horribly. It does have a chance to recover really, really nicely when you throttle up at full throttle and apply up elevator. You can really recover from a stall like that. But I don't know, this plane needs more speed, so that's my take for now. It needs either a calibration check, which is going to be the next thing that I'm going to check, and then as well, maybe it's an airflow issue that's creating sort of a break. All these things are things that need to be checked. It's not wing stalling anymore like it used to. I don't see this plane doing any hard turns like I can with the tiny trainer, or other planes like the Spitfire. So something has to be figured out. Maybe the aileron surface, like I said, needs to be enlarged. I have some form members that recommended to increase the wing area, increasing the entire wing size by like about 1 centimeter or so. So that could be a good possibility. That would definitely create more lift and definitely create a slower flyer, and will allow me to create more massive ailerons, or more larger ailerons with larger control surfaces. Basically, I'm flying at 50% throttle right now, just a little bit over 50% throttle. I'm applying some right aileron with up elevator, and then changing right now to the left side. So definitely a plane that needs speed. It needs to be checked on calibration. I think that's my issue. It's handling well in the wind. Definitely, I think that I need to check a few things on it. I do not know if I want to check the other set of wings today, because I'm afraid of those tip stalls that I might have flying the other sets of wings. So I'm not sure if I actually want to fly them. It's a dilemma. I'm really debating with myself what I want to do. If I want to give them a shot, or am I afraid that I will crash the plane that I can actually fly at the moment before I get to check other stuff on it. It's not a simple build. It's not a complicated build. It has the Master Series techniques in it. So it's not a first plane for anybody building a first plane, but it's definitely a nice, fun plane to fly with a great flight envelope. It does have a few issues at the moment that need to be figured out. I think I don't have the CG correct. I think I don't have the power set up correctly, although I think that I might just be off on CG, because the plane really has no weight at all. It's mainly built with formers and covers, foam covers. So the plane technically has the ability, or it doesn't have the ability, I'm sorry, but it's super light. So alright, so that's my battery meter saying that I'm low. Let's bring her in for a landing. Alright, well, the battery buzzer going off at this time was a great opportunity because the TX battery is low as well, so it would have made me bring it down anyhow. I'm just happy I had control over it and didn't let it glide down powerless, because we saw that the glide slope's really horrible. Technically I could fly another battery, but I'm really so exhausted. I slept only 2 hours at night, so I just think I'm gonna go maybe put my head down for a bit, so that I don't crash. I have an afternoon shift today as well, so I really need to get some rest. Anyways, I'm gonna check what I'm gonna do, think with myself for a few moments, and then take that decision. I'm pretty sure you can hear in my voice that I'm exhausted. I just really had to try this again.